나의 이제 알았네.
Song MINO of Winner has just released 안악내 or Fiancé. This is a track basically about wanting another man's woman. Let's take a listen.
똑똑 그대 보고 싶소. 넌 볼 수 없고 가질 수 없어. 똑똑 눈물 쏟아내도 뜨거운 자태 한번 비추지 않고 그대와 함께면 넌 디스토피아 내 발걸음 따라오면 유토피아.
From the very first verse, MINO expresses his compassion towards another man's woman. You can tell that this is another man's woman by these lines here, where it says that if you follow him, it'll be dystopia, and if you follow me, it'll be utopia. He's trying to lure the woman to come with him. Not only that, but the song title itself is called 안악내, which is a very traditional way of calling another man's wife. Since she is with another man right now, he cannot have her and is thus crying for her. From the very start of this music video, it continues to show MINO in a field of reeds. This is a metaphor that I think most Koreans would understand. And it comes from the idiom 여자의 마음은 갈대 같다, which means a woman's emotions are like reeds. Reeds are plants that are very easily swayed in the direction of the wind. So this idiom basically means that women's emotions change constantly and they're very easily changed. And not only that, but they are very open to outside influences. So MINO, stuck in this reed field, is a visual cue that the woman might have changed her mind, where she had liked MINO before, but later changed her mind and went with another guy. And also it could mean that MINO is stuck in this woman's ever-changing emotions. He is absolutely obsessed with her. In the pre-chorus, MINO samples the song 소양강 처녀, which was released in 1969. Now, this was an extremely popular song back in the days, and it still is now very loved by the older generations. This is a song that actually has a similar theme, but has the genders reversed. So in 소양강 처녀, the girl waits by the riverside for a man that has left the town, but has promised to come back for the girl. But she is unsure whether the guy will actually come back, so she is just waiting helplessly by the riverside. And in MINO's song, it's the opposite, where the guy is waiting for the girl. However, the woman has never promised MINO to come back. In fact, it seems more like she just has left him. In the chorus, MINO shows his regrets towards his situation and also shows how he's realized how valuable this woman is. He calls her a blue bird. Now, the blue bird, this is a motive that's taken directly from a play that was written in the early 1900s called The Blue Bird. In the play, these two children go on an adventure to find a blue bird. A fairy tells them that this blue bird will bring them happiness, and that is why they are going on this adventure. And after the entirety of the play in which they fail to find a blue bird, they come home empty-handed and then realize that the bird that they had beside their bed all along was indeed a blue bird. MINO calling this woman a blue bird is implying that he was in a similar situation where he had been looking for a blue bird. He had been looking for other women to fulfill his desires. But then in the process failed to realize that there was a blue bird right beside him, which is the woman that he's talking about right now in this song. So this blue bird changed her mind and basically flew away. And that's why MINO is crying about the situation. As the chorus progresses, MINO goes from passively grieving about this situation to showing his will to actively search for the woman. And MINO also samples a children's song that they sing when we play hide and seek. 꼭꼭 숨어라 머리카락 보일라.
아무 말하지 말고 도망치자 멀리 나만 보고 이제 그만해 제비 뽑게 한여름에도 걷고 싶어 너의 그 눈길 우리 야리꼬리 머리
In the second verse, MINO's desire for this woman grows more and more intense. And also the lyrics become more forward and very sensual. It includes some punchlines like 한여름에도 걷고 싶어 너의 눈길. Here 눈길 has two meanings. First, it means eyesight, and second, it means snowy road. So this line has a double meaning. First, it could mean that MINO wants to be seen by this woman, but it could also mean that he wants this woman as much as he wants to walk snowy roads in midsummer. Kind of doesn't make sense, but it basically means he wants this woman so bad that it's like impossible to measure. It's impossible to have snowy roads in midsummer, and his want for this woman is impossible to measure. Another complex punchline is introduced in this verse. 밑빠진 독 물 먹여줘. Here the word 독 could mean two things. First is pot, not that kind of pot, but this pot. This is a traditional Korean pot that we put all sorts of like soy sauce and stuff in it. And there's a Korean idiom, 밑빠진 독에 물 붓다, which MINO is using in this line. And it can be translated to you're pouring water into a bottomless pot. So you're doing something that's useless and won't fulfill your needs or your wants. Here, MINO is basically saying that him finding this woman and him being with this woman is actually, it's like filling water in a bottomless pot. It's not going to fulfill his desires in the end. He is still going to be lonely and he's still going to be empty inside. Another interpretation of the word tok could be that it's a Koreanized pronunciation of the word dog, as in the animal. While in the West they are considered a man's best friend, in Korea they come with some negative symbolism. In Korea the dogs are considered unclean, low class, and most of all willing to basically eat just about anything. With this symbolism in mind, MINO calling himself a dog could be seen like a confession, saying that he is willing to be with any woman just to fulfill his desires. He says that he misses her body and he's very lonely, and then this line comes after, so it can really tell that he's just like full of just sexual desires. And him saying that he wants her to feed him water, to me, water sounds like a metaphor for sex. So basically, for him, he's really craving that water. He's really wanting that water. And actually, if you think about it from a dog's perspective, as he said he himself is a dog, water from an owner is no different from water from a complete stranger. They all quench thirst. As the song progresses and it climaxes, MINO seems to be more and more indulged in pleasure. He becomes crazier and crazier, as you can see from these visuals. And while I don't know what MINO was truly intending to say, my educated guess is that he had originally had some thoughts about the woman and he missed her. However, as the song progressed, he soon became to realize that him having this woman back isn't gonna make him feel any better. And he becomes indulged in this violent rampage of pleasure and desire that you can see unfold in the visual cues of the music video. If I was truly honest, I actually thought that this entire song was a big metaphor for sexual intercourse. This song, as it progresses, the lyrics, the visuals, the audio cues, they all become louder, more aggressive, more sensual, more lustful, until it hits a climax and then it just suddenly falls dead. This song ends with yet another punchline. The very last word of the song, nagari. It can mean two things depending on how you read it. If you read it nagari, as in two words, it means I will go. So Song MINO is saying that he will go in search for the woman. But if you read it in a single word, nagari, then it basically means I'm out, as in I'm out of this competition or I'm out of this race. So with this interpretation in mind, it can mean that Song MINO has accepted his reality and has given up the search for the woman. So it's really interesting how MINO uses clever wordplay in order to convey two completely different endings to his song. It just leaves a lot more open for interpretation, and also you can kind of choose your own ending.